Greetings and welcome. This is Rajiv Makni on the Gadget 360 show, and once again, boy, what a show we have for you. The Dell G15 gaming laptop, very powerful gaming laptop that does not break the bank. So extremely powerful internals, great thermal design for sustained high performance, and 120 Hz full HD display for high frame rate gaming. Then we'll move on to a story I've been wanting to do for a very long time. This is the Freestyle Libre. This is a continuous glucose monitoring system. You don't need to prick your finger at all. Sensor on your arm or any other part of the body. It will track it for 8 hours with this and a reader. Just put this reader out there onto the sensor. It will give you the tracking levels and your glucose levels for the last 8 hours. Quite a revolution. I've been trying it for the last 14 days. I'll tell you exactly how this came out. Then we'll move on to another incredible device. This is the Asus ProArt Studiobook 16. Many world firsts in this one, but this is one of the first times I've seen a laptop that's actually been made and designed for pro creators. And then one more incredible thing, the Indo Wings Cyber 1. Powerful drone meant to assist for mapping operations and disaster management. Comes with a 30x zoom camera, 100 kilometers per hour of top speed, and fantastic battery life. So I said right in the beginning, revolutionary show on tech today. Let's get started.
Getting access to the huge collection of movies and shows on Netflix is now cheaper. Netflix has brought down the subscription prices of all of the available tiers. The mobile-only plan has been reduced to 149 rupees a month from 199 rupees. The basic plan has been reduced to 199 rupees from 499 rupees. The standard plan will now cost 499 rupees instead of 649 rupees. And finally, the premium plan will now cost 649 rupees a month instead of 799 rupees. They are finally here. Sony has introduced its own console covers for PS5. These covers will come in red, pink, blue, purple and matte black. They will work with both digital and disc editions of the PS5. The black and red colors will be on sale in January, followed by other colors being available in the first half of 2022. Along with the faceplates, matching colors for controllers will be made available. The faceplates will be priced at about $55 and new controllers will be available for about $75. Release date and pricing information for India is unknown for now.
The Dell G15 gaming laptop is absolutely a game changer. It's meant to provide a great gaming experience without breaking the bank. Comes with excellent thermal design borrowed from premium Alienware laptops. You know how good those Alienware gaming laptops are. Users can choose any of the 10th or 11th generation Intel processors or AMD Ryzen 5000 series processors, so customize it. Comes with NVIDIA's newest 3000 series discrete GPU, so graphic performance amazing. 15.6-inch 120Hz high refresh rate, full HD display, 100% sRGB color gamut, and has all the ports you need. The best part, what do you think this one should be? Usually gaming laptops like this at 1.5 to 2 lakhs. This one starts at 69,990.
Gaming laptops and super premium price tags have almost become synonymous today. But what we're about to show you will definitely and completely change that. Dell's G15 gaming laptops are here to completely shift the idea of gaming laptops from something scarce and expensive to something that is accessible and does not break the bank. Does it sound like a big claim? In a few minutes, it won't. The G15 has been designed with high performance in mind. And high performance is guaranteed by extremely efficient airflow through the internals to keep the GPU and CPU cool so that they can work harder to give the ideal experience. And in the case of G15 gaming laptops, the thermal design has been borrowed from the premium Alienware laptop. The vents on the top of the keyboard and the bottom provide the air intake, and the 4 vents on the sides and rear of the laptop are responsible for expelling it. This system maximizes the airflow over the copper pipes, resulting in optimal cooling and heat dissipation. The efficiencies of the thermal design are well put to use by the extremely powerful internals of the laptop. With the G15 laptops, the user can choose either of the 10th and 11th gen Intel processors like the i5 or the i7, or AMD's Ryzen 5000 series chips like Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7. When it comes to GPUs, it features NVIDIA's newest 3000 series discrete graphics with choices between the 3050, the 3050 Ti and the 3060, with all of them being more than capable of playing the most demanding AAA titles of 2021. And the excellent thermal design enables both the GPU and CPU to work harder for longer, resulting in higher sustained clock speeds. so the intense all-night gaming sessions or the long video edits can go as smoothly as possible. When it comes to ensuring that apps open lightning quick and the heaviest of files are no trouble, the 16GB of high-speed RAM and 512GB M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD are there for it. And when it comes to showcasing the great performance this hardware is capable of, the display has to do it justice. And the 15.6-inch 120Hz high refresh rate Full HD display does nothing short of it. The high refresh rate adds a layer of smoothness to the performance and also enables 120fps gaming that the GPU can output. The Full HD resolution makes every last detail on the screen sharper and makes everything more immersive for the user. And the display also has 100% sRGB color gamut, making this display ideal for video and photo editing as well for all the content creators out there. And the speed and high performance do not stop there. The connectivity, both wired or wireless, also guarantees highest of speeds. The G15 comes with two USB-A 3.2 ports on the right side, capable of transfer speeds of up to 10 Gbps. On the left side, the G15 has RJ45 killer Ethernet E2600 port, which supports internet speeds of up to 2.5 Gbps. And like any of the most gaming and workstation laptops, the G15 comes with ports on the back too. A USB-C Thunderbolt 3 port with support for transfer speeds of up to 40 Gbps, another USB 3.2 Type A port, an HDMI 2.1 port, along with a fast charging port. As for wireless connectivity, the G15 supports Wi-Fi 6, which can deliver internet speeds of up to 2.4 Gbps. And this entire feature-rich, power-packed, performance-oriented package starts at a price of $69,990. This price, for the excellent thermal design, powerful processors, GPU, lightning-fast SSD, high-speed RAM, and the beautifully smooth display makes the deal nothing less than perfectly sweet. Remember the big claim we talked about at the start? Does not seem so big, does it?
Let's move on next to our another revolutionary top story that we have. This is the Freestyle Libre, a glucose monitoring system. So what is the single greatest problem? People that actually want to monitor their glucose, what do they have to do? They have to prick their finger. Sometimes people have to do it 3 or 4 times a day. This does away with all that painful traditional way of checking glucose levels by pricking your finger. This comes with a sensor. The sensor is inside this, and then it comes with a reader. So once you start off a new sensor, after that, every time you just touch it, it beeps. It tells you exactly what is your glucose levels within. But for a lot of people that are pre-diabetic or diabetic, this could be an absolute lifesaver, because remember, this does not need you to prick your finger even once.
More than 400 million people in the world are currently diagnosed with diabetes. And the most common way for these people to take care of themselves is by tracking the glucose levels in their blood. And the most common way to check that is using painful finger sticks which prick the finger for a drop of blood. However, a huge change is Abbott's Freestyle Libre. It is a revolutionary way for one to check their blood glucose levels actively and discreetly every day. The Freestyle Libre consists of 3 parts: a small sensor, a sensor applicator, and a touch-enabled reader. The sensor is equal to the size of 2 stacked coins. It has a small flexible 5mm long tip that is inserted under the skin by being stuck onto the backside of the upper arm. The sensor applicator is used to apply the sensor through a very simple process. The user needs to clean a spot on the backside of the arm with an alcohol swab. The user needs to let the alcohol dry off before doing anything else. It starts with peeling the lid off the sensor pack, followed by unscrewing the cap of the applicator. Then, the user needs to line up a dark mark on both the applicator and the sensor. Once that's done, the user needs to press down the applicator onto the sensor till it comes to a stop. Then, after taking the sensor off its pack with the applicator, the user needs to push the applicator firmly down onto the selected area of the arm. After that, the applicator should gently come off the sensor with the sensor firmly stuck to the arm. The sensor stays on for about 14 days. The reader that comes along as a part of this package is used to check the level of glucose in the blood of the user. One has to simply swipe the reader after it is set up to get a reading of 3 very critical points: the current level of glucose, the trend of glucose levels in the past 8 hours, and an indication of whether the level of glucose is on the rise or falling. All of this is available at just a 1-second swipe of the reader across the sensor. It can even work while there is a layer of clothing over the sensor. The reader can hold on to 90 days of glucose-related data, so the user can easily keep track of it and accordingly decide the level of insulin they need or if they need to make any further changes to their diet. And this is exactly why the Freestyle Libre is revolutionary. It not only changes the way of tracking glucose, but it also makes the process of keeping track extremely simple and easy for the user. And hence it ends up being massively helpful for people going through diabetes. And at the price of 10,498 rupees, it ends up providing an immense amount of worth and value to the user.
Now let's move on to another revolution. This is a world first, and I've been using this laptop now for around 15 days. I've fallen completely in love with it. This is the Asus ProArt Studiobook 16 OLED. So everything in the name itself. This is for pro creators. Got a 16-inch OLED screen, matte black aluminum alloy body, fantastic looking. Has a dial underneath the keyboard which serves as multi-purposes in professional apps like Premiere Pro or Lightroom. You can get extreme precision. Starts off at about 1,69,990. It's been specially created for pro creators.
The pro suffix in the name of tech products has started becoming a very common thing. But when it comes to finding out which one is actually pro in every meaning of the word, most are not. But what we have today is truly pro. This is the Asus ProArt laptop. A machine supercharged for professional photographers, cinematographers, editors and creators. And every last bit about it is built with them in mind. How? Let's find out. Let's start with the design first. Practicality and portability are what a pro needs, and that is exactly what the design language is. The ProArt is entirely made out of aluminum alloy with matte black understated finish. It gets incredibly thin for the power it has, but at the same time, there are plenty of vents to make sure the airflow maintained is ideal for keeping the clock speeds high. And the entire casing has been rated MIL STD 810H, which basically means it has military grade durability for standard usage. And when it comes to I/O, the approach is again focused on the pros who will use the laptop. A USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 port which is capable of 100 watt power delivery charging, driving a display and high-speed data transfer all at once. Two USB-A 3.2 Gen 2 ports, an SD Express 7.0 card slot with transfer speeds of up to 985 Mbps, a GB RJ45 LAN port, a headphone jack with a Sabre Hi-Fi DAC behind it, an HDMI 2.1 port capable of 10K output, all top of the line, all meant for pros. It weighs 2.4 kg, which is not too much for a laptop with powerful internals. What powerful internals, you ask? AMD's Ryzen 9 5900HX with up to 4.6 GHz clock speed, up to 64 GB of RAM, NVIDIA GeForce 3070 with 8 GB of VRAM. It has two slots that support up to 2 TB M.2 PCIe NVMe SSDs which can transfer data at speeds of up to 6.8 Gbps. And all of these powerful internals can sustain high performance output through the excellent thermal design. It consists of 6 heat pipes and 2 dual 102 blade fans which maintain the airflow throughout the vents. And these internals translate to consistent and sublime performance. 4K video edits on Premiere Pro are easy. Applying adjustment layers for color grading is seamless. Editing photos on Lightroom is as easy as it is to breathe for the user. Multi-layered projects in Photoshop are as fast and easy to go through. And even the pros need breaks now and then. With the ray traced graphics possible on this laptop due to the RTX 3070, gaming comes naturally to the laptop as well. Pro performance is in the bag, but pros also need to be able to witness it on a color accurate display. And Asus went top of the line here as well. The ProArt comes with a 16-inch 4K OLED HDR panel with 550 nits of brightness. It has 100% DCI-P3 color gamut for the most amount of accurate colors a display can have. It is a VESA Display HDR 500 True Black certified, and it comes with all the necessary certifications which make it much safer for the user's eyes for the long hours of edit they perform. As for the audio, there are Harman Kardon tuned speakers which sound much better than the average laptop speakers. It has 4 omnidirectional mics and AI noise cancellation for better audio during video calls. And the pro grade features don't end there. The dial you see underneath the keyboard, pressing it while using any of the Adobe apps open a menu of options and controls. And one can easily turn the dial to alter a specific setting. Want to alter the exposure repeatedly in Lightroom? Use the dial. Want to skim through the footage on a Premiere Pro timeline? Use the dial. Want to repeatedly zoom in or zoom out in a Photoshop project? Use the dial. What the dial does can easily be altered on the ProArt Creator Hub app. The same app can be used to switch performance modes, create shortcuts to open multiple apps, and a whole lot of other stuff. As said earlier, every last bit of the Asus ProArt laptop is built with pros in mind. And Asus makes sure that they go top of the line on everything to create a machine that tops the line for a creator. Pro in the name has always meant something. But with the ProArt, the meaning is actually accurate for once. And even at the premium starting price of 1,69,990, it is an excellent deal for a Pro machine.
Now that we've shown you the laptop, let's talk to the top people at Asus as to why they went for a laptop like this. So, congratulations, the ProArt Studiobook is revolutionary. What was the thought process behind coming up with something like this?
We are observing the creator market for quite a long time. And as you know, Asus is quite famous for our gaming machines. So we observe since 2016 till now, there are lots of content creators due to they don't have a very specific content creator laptop available in the market. So they continue to procure our gaming laptops. But we still know there are still the certain requirements which we are not able to provide just by our gaming laptop. So then we started to do our R&D, and then we start to see how can we meet the content creators' requirement. That's why this ProArt series come to the picture. This series will be specifically for the content creators.
Okay, great. Now, the OLED screen, the built-in dial, many other features on this are world first. Can you take us through why you thought this was important for a product like this?
Sure. So first talk about the screen. Because we know the content creators, they are very specific for the colors, like the Delta 2 colors, so TCP3. So all this, we think that if we want to meet the content creators' requirement first, we need to solve the screen. And then about the OLED panel, because we know there are lots of good features from the OLED panel, like the TCP3, the 133% sRGB, or even the reduced Blu-ray, because you need to work on the laptop for quite a long time. So OLED panel come to the picture. And then about the dial, even personally, I also procure external keyboard. And on the keyboard, there's one dial. And then internally in our R&D, they are also thinking, why the content creators, when they use a laptop, they have to buy an external keyboard? Why don't we directly put this dial on the machine itself?
Let's take a quick break right now. When we come back, lots more happening. Our next story, again, a revolutionary story. This is a drone, the Indo Wings Cyber 1. It's meant to assist governments and private agencies for mapping operations and for disaster management. Now, quite a bit in this is very, very unusual and unique. Has a 30x zoom camera, can fly at top speeds of 100 kilometers per hour. It's got a triple fail-safe redundancy when it returns to its own point of origin if it comes across any issue that might lead to it being actually getting lost. And it can also follow a person of interest or vehicle through AI-based algorithms. So quite an incredible device.
While technology brings improvements and ease to our daily lives, it also does the same in the time of emergencies, disasters, and it fulfills purposes of significant importance. And a clear example of one such piece of technology has been created by an Indian startup, Indo Wings, called the Cyber 1. It's a drone meant to be used by government and private agencies for multiple different purposes, all through the capabilities that it comes with. The drone comes with a 30x zoom camera. It can fly at a maximum speed of 100 kilometers per hour. It takes less than 2 minutes for the drone to start and take flight. While in flight, it has a 360-degree radar sensor that prevents it from colliding with anything that comes in its way. And it also has a triple fail-safe redundancy in place, which enables it to automatically return to the place that it took flight from. It activates automatically whenever there is any kind of communication failure, high wind speed, battery imbalance, or when the battery is low or if the temperature around the drone is higher than what it can handle.
And all of these features make it capable of assisting with tasks like monitoring or mapping in various kinds of situations, finding out the source of a leakage in a situation of a gas leak in an oil refinery, inspecting gas pipelines, mapping out roads, forests, railway lines, inspecting areas for mining or even agriculture. The drone also comes with technology that makes it extremely critical for the government during disaster management. It comes with a tether system which consists of a remote power backup unit that enables it to be in the air for assistance for hours more than the 65 minutes of default flight time. It comes with a wireless public address system where it can relay the voice of a user to a crowd even if the user is much further away from it through the speaker on board. And it also works with AI-based algorithms and optical sensors to follow a particular person of interest or a vehicle. With all such incredible technology at work, Indo Wings has surely created a device that can be of extreme importance to not only agencies and companies, but also parts of the population of the country in times of disaster, both natural or man-made. And we are excited about where the Cyber One goes in the future.
That then was the Gadget 360 show for this week. But do remember, we are starting with our year-end special, the best of 2021 and the absolute best to expect in the future of 2022. We start with that next week.